The Zephyrian guards dragged Marcus Chen through the crystalline corridors of their detention facility, his boots scraping against the polished stone floor. The human's wrists were bound with energy shackles that pulsed with a soft blue light, but his eyes remained alert, cataloging every detail of his surroundings. "Your species is pathetic," hissed Overseer Kethvar, his reptilian features twisted in disdain. "No natural weapons, no armored hide, no venomous bite. How you ever achieve spaceflight remains a mystery to civilized beings." Marcus said nothing, though a slight smile played at the corners of his mouth. The Zephyrians had captured him during a routine diplomatic mission, accusing humanity of territorial violations, charges that were obviously fabricated. But that wasn't what amused him. What amused him was their complete misunderstanding of what made humans dangerous. They stopped before a massive stone door carved directly into the mountain face. Ancient symbols covered its surface, glowing faintly in the dim light. Kethvar gestured, and the portal groaned open, revealing a natural cave that extended deep into the mountainside. "This is where your kind belongs," the Overseer sneered. "In the darkness with the other primitive creatures. Perhaps a night alone will teach you proper respect for your betters." The guards shoved Marcus inside. The heavy door sealed shut with a resonating boom, and the energy shackles automatically released, clattering to the cave floor. Darkness enveloped him completely. Marcus stood motionless for 30 seconds, letting his eyes adjust. Gradually, faint bioluminescent patches on the cave walls became visible, providing just enough light to see. He pulled a small device from his boot. Somehow the Zephyrians had missed it during their cursory search, and activated its scanning function. The cave system was extensive, stretching nearly a kilometer into the mountain. Multiple chambers connected by narrow passages, several underground streams, and most importantly, rich mineral deposits throughout the stone. Marcus grinned. The Zephyrians had just handed him everything he needed. He began with reconnaissance, mapping the cave system in his mind while gathering materials. The walls contained iron oxide, copper deposits, and traces of rare earth elements. The streams provided water and in some areas had carved out deep pools perfect for specific purposes. From his pocket, Marcus retrieved what appeared to be an ordinary multi-tool, another item the guards had dismissed. In reality, it was a molecular fabricator, capable of breaking down and reassembling matter at the atomic level. Human technology had progressed far beyond what most galactic species realized. Working systematically, Marcus began reshaping his environment. He carved out defensive positions using the fabricator to weaken specific stress points in the rock, then applying precise pressure to create controlled collapses. The mineral-rich walls provided raw materials for more sophisticated constructions. Within 2 hours, he had established a fortified position near the cave entrance, complete with interlocking fields of fire and multiple fallback positions. But Marcus was just getting started. The underground streams became the foundation for a hydraulic system. Using carved channels and carefully placed debris, he created water wheels that generated kinetic energy. The molecular fabricator converted iron oxide into pure iron, which he shaped into tools, weapons, and structural components. As the night progressed, the cave transformed. Marcus constructed a forge using focused bioluminescent organisms and reflective copper sheets, creating temperatures hot enough to work metal. He built a communications array using crystalline formations as natural amplifiers, though he had no intention of calling for rescue, not yet. By midnight, he had established a workshop, armory, and command center. The narrow passages became choke points reinforced with carefully balanced stone traps. Every approach to his position was covered by improvised ballistic weapons crafted from metal and cave minerals. But Marcus wasn't satisfied with mere defense. He began expanding deeper into the cave system, using controlled explosions to create new passages and chambers. The Zephyrian's own mountain became his factory as he established mining operations to extract more raw materials. He constructed automated systems using simple mechanical principles: gravity-fed conveyors, water-powered hammers, and spring-loaded assembly mechanisms. Each component was crafted from local materials and powered by the cave's natural resources. As dawn approached, Marcus made his final preparations. He had converted the entire cave system into a fortress that would have impressed military engineers across the galaxy. Multiple defensive layers, automated weapons systems, and enough supplies to last months, all created from nothing more than rock, water, and human ingenuity. The sound of the stone door opening echoed through the caves. Kethvar entered confidently, expecting to find a cowering prisoner begging for release. Instead, he found himself staring down the barrel of a railgun carved from crystalline formations and powered by a hydraulic system. "Good morning, Overseer," Marcus called from his fortified position. Around him, the cave hummed with activity as water wheels turned. Metal clinked in forges and automated systems continued their work. "I've been busy." Kethvar's eyes widened as he took in the transformation. Where there had been an empty cave, now stood a military installation that seemed to grow from the mountain itself. Gun ports lined the walls, defensive barriers blocked every advance route, and the humans sat calmly in what appeared to be a command throne carved from solid rock. This is impossible," the Overseer stammered. "You had nothing. No tools, no materials, no—" "I had everything I needed," Marcus interrupted. "I had a cave, water, minerals, and time. But most importantly, I had something your species apparently lacks: imagination paired with the willingness to work." Behind Kethvar, Zephyrian guards raised their weapons, but Marcus simply smiled. Hidden mechanisms throughout the cave responded to his gesture, revealing dozens of improvised weapons aimed at the entrance. "Now then," Marcus continued conversationally, "shall we discuss those territorial violation charges? Because I believe this cave now officially qualifies as a human military installation, which makes your detention of me an act of war." The Overseer's reptilian features had gone pale. In less than 12 hours, a single human had transformed their escape-proof prison into an impregnable fortress using nothing but rocks and water. For the first time, Kethvar began to understand why the galaxy whispered about humanity in nervous tones. Perhaps there was more to these soft-skinned bipeds than met the eye. Perhaps their lack of natural weapons wasn't a weakness. It was simply irrelevant when they could create whatever they needed from whatever was available. As Marcus settled back into his improvised command chair, surrounded by the mechanical symphony of his cave fortress, he couldn't help but think that the Zephyrians were about to learn a very important lesson about underestimating human resourcefulness. The negotiations, he suspected, were going to be very different from what they had originally planned.